Hey everyone, Rick9G here. Thank you so much for watching this video. We're going to be talking about I Love Lucy. Now more specifically, we'll be focusing on the 43rd episode called Redecorating. Now this is one that is one of my absolute favorites from I Love Lucy, and I want to reveal to you the real reason why they decided to make this episode. If you don't know, we're so close to 100,000 subscribers. I'm doing a giveaway where I'm giving away so many DVDs free of charge. You only need to see the link in the description. So easy to participate. Time's running out. Let's get right to the video. Now in this episode, Lucy won't leave the house, or the apartment that is, because she entered a contest to win all new furniture. In fact, it's revealed that she wins at the end of the episode 5 rooms of furniture, but incidentally we only see 2 rooms that are furnished. Anyway, in regards to that furniture, she is waiting at her house to see if she has won this. It's kind of like a lottery. Now Ricky of course wants to keep her out of these shenanigans, so he asks Fred to make a phony call telling Lucy that she is the winner. However, the joke's on Ricky when Lucy actually sells all the Ricardo's furniture for next to nothing, but as I mentioned, she does at the end win all the furniture, which is really cool. Now we see one of the most amazing I Love Lucy scenes. I think this is one that's very underrated. It really harkens back to the time of Laurel and Hardy, and you see Lucy and Ethel paper hangers. So they buy this crazy amount of wallpaper and they hang it up themselves, and it creates one of the most hilarious scenes where their bedroom is just so crazy, so kooky. Ricky goes in there, it says it makes him dizzy, and even Fred comes in, which is really funny. And the best thing about that, there's a bit of a blooper in this episode. I'll throw this little nugget in for you. Before he's supposed to walk into the scene, you could see Fred off to the side. I'll highlight him for you here. But anyway, getting back to when he makes his way in, Fred kind of acts a little bit dizzy as he comes in. What a great scene. I absolutely love it. Now, if you don't think twice about this episode, you'll think that it's just one of the greats, and that's absolutely it. They actually made the script because they thought it would be funny, but there's actually a deeper, more practical reason, and it all had to do with Lucille Ball. Now the reason why this episode was written and they had the redecorating theme was because the set had begun to look drab, a little bit dull, and it started to show its age, believe it or not, after close to 50 episodes of I Love Lucy. Remember, they would not only just film I Love Lucy in front of these sets, but they would rehearse close to 3 to 4 days a week. And at this point of filming, it was already more than a year in which they had this set. They really did nothing to it. They really did no maintenance to it. And they started to notice that they had to do some changes. They had to make some upgrades, including the furniture. And that was basically it. They wanted to spruce up the joint. And that came directly from Lucille Ball. She wanted to give the place a little bit of an upbringing. She wanted to lift it up a bit, now knowing that the show was very popular. Now another thing that you may or may not have noticed, let me know down below if you actually knew this. While Lucille Ball was filming this, she was actually pregnant with Desi Arnaz Jr., that is Little Ricky, or the real Little Ricky, that is. And not surprisingly, her waistline was getting a bit bigger, and it made sense to make her come into this gag, to make her do something physical before she basically could no longer do it until she actually had the baby. Now I was trying to compare the photos myself to get an idea, and it seems like not much was done to the actual walls of the set, which would double as of course the walls of the apartment, and all the baseboards and everything looked essentially the same. Nothing super drastic changed. Okay, they may have given a bit of a light coat of paint, but they probably use the same colors so that nothing would look faded or anything like that. But what really stands out here are the different furnishings that the set actually has. So one of the big ones is obviously the sofas. They go from the sofa that has kind of a drabby, very busy pattern to a very more elegant, more plush looking thing. That was something that they wanted to put into the show, and also see that the Ricardos were doing maybe a little bit better than they were after about a year from the first time that we saw them. You can see that the set is also a little bit more cheery with plants and so forth. The same brick wall is on the left side, so that really doesn't change. And yes, the odds and ends like the coffee table and the table where Ricky sits at to do some calculations sometimes, or that little desk, that pretty much stayed similar. It wasn't the exact desk, of course, it changed. But other than that, not much changed, but it did give another type of impression to the set. Let me know what you think. Was the change better? And did you actually know that there was a real reason, the practical reason, that they made this script? I think it was pretty cool that they worked it into the story of the show, and it was practical as well. It was kind of a double-edged sword. Genius work, of course, as I would always say. We'll see you next time, guys and gals. Don't forget to always keep hope alive. It's something that I say in every single one of my videos. We'll see you next time, and don't forget, be hopeful. Thank you so much to my Diamond tier patrons: Citizen Kane 359, Paul T, Ricky, Gary N, David D, Sally N, Yasmin G, and Lori K. If you want to be part of the Patreon family, don't forget to take a look at the description with many exclusives that you can enjoy.